Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I am apparently live. It's Saturday morning, and this is a live work session for Richard. I don't have time to do any editing today, so I thought I would just do this live. I know it's kind of a way to cheat because obviously when I get through, YouTube will create a video and I'll be done. Now, the danger in doing this live is that I'll say things that might be inappropriate so, that I can't edit out. So we'll try to avoid that. But the title's kind of funny, the title of the live stream, in that, let's see if I can go find the YouTube side. Let's see. Okay, good. So I'm going to leave a comment here. This is a work session, and I will check comments periodically. Can you spell that? Periodically. This is a work session. I will check comments. I will check comments. That's the problem with spell check. And I am getting a little bit of a cold and a sniffle. Okay, there. That's done. So, the title, okay? So, Jesus is your spiritual guru, or he can be, if you want him to be. Jaeger is your art of war guru, and Artisan Tony, and your construction guru, okay? That's really all you have to remember in life, okay? So if you're walking around talking to different people and they say this or that, and, just remember those three things and you will be good. And of course, it's an attempt at humor. But the reason I mention that is because Richard, if you're out there, has talked to several people about this, and heck, I think it's great to get advice from your friends, all the people that you know, about these kinds of things. But you're doing the right thing, okay? You're talking to a person who's been doing this for 40 years, and I can help you, okay? And I'm going to show you why the little cabin is not for you. My rule of thumb is that anytime somebody comes to me and they want to build a home, they should never, ever, ever, ever take a plan out of a magazine and call it theirs. Okay? First of all, it's kind of tacky. Okay? The second of all, it's just not. You need to design your home around you and your own requirements, okay? There are minimums in this business, but those minimums are like code requirements, and the code, people refer to the code as if it's some kind of a Bible, okay? It's not the Bible. The Bible is the Bible. The building code is the building code. It is a minimum, okay? It is not the standard. It's the minimum standard. But so what I'm going to show you is, but that said, I should digress a bit. The code will set up the minimums that you need for, egress, circulation, that kind of thing. So we need to take heed to the code, because if you have to get a building permit, then you have to adhere to the code. But don't use it as your Bible, okay? Have a higher standard than the minimum, okay? And this plan, this 20 by 30, I wasn't even going to show this, but I guess I have to, because I don't do this. I don't take drawings, out of magazines and copy them. We don't do that at Artisan Construction. We take the person and we sit down and we develop what's called a program. We program. It's like programming a computer. We program your home. We sit down and we ask you what your requirements are, what, how you live, what do you want? Do you have children? Do you have guests? Do you live by yourself? Do you, need a man cave, place to store beer, all that good stuff. So to get into this, Richard was telling me that he needs, and I don't want to say, and that's why I said I really shouldn't do this live, because a lot of times I'll say things and I go back and cut them out when I edit. But I don't want, Richard, I don't want you to take anything I say offensively. This is just me offering free help to a friend, okay? And that's all it is. So I'm going to start off with, let's see if there's anybody. Nope, that's fine. Again, this is a work session, and I'm just doing this to cheat and let YouTube make the video for me. So anyway, we're going to start off with this little cabin, which is 20 by 30. It's 600 square feet, and I'm going to show you why this is too small for your life. I mean, if you were a homeless person and you wanted to upgrade to a place to live, this would be it. Okay, and I'm not being mean to homeless people. I'm just saying, if you just need a shelter, if you need an emergency shelter, this little cabin would work. Okay, but if you want to live somewhere for the rest of your life, you want to have a decent life and be able to do things, in your garage and in your shop, and have guests over and have a big screen TV somewhere, then that's not it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. So we're going to start out with, we're going to go back to square one. I went through the trouble of laying all this, designing this cabin based on the minimum requirements. Let's see, the first floor plan, and then second floor plan. Okay, this is basically the same layout. It's just a better layout. Okay, and I'll show you in a minute. Let's go back to this perspective mode. But we're going to start from square one, and I'm going to back up, start all over, and we're going to go into the basement, which is where we have to start. And we're going to start out with Richard's requirements. And this is what you should do. Okay. He said he wanted a garage to start off with to hold a Tacoma. Okay. This here is a Tacoma. Okay. And as you can see, it is as big as your house that you thought you wanted. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is this is what I do. I always make a footprint, because these three-dimensional objects are hard to work with. I just create a footprint around it for what it should be, and I'm going to place it in here. Okay. So first of all, when I say start from the beginning, this is a 20 by 30 square. Okay. And to have a basement home, you would need a 10-inch poured wall, concrete walls for the retaining part of it. Okay. So all of a sudden you've already lost 20 inches. Okay. So I'll show you this right here. And this is why. Okay. These walls, especially this back one, and you're not going to save any money trying to make you might save a couple $100, but you're better off letting the guys make all these walls the same thickness, because again, reduce complexity. Okay. So if you want a basement home, now if you just want a 2-story home, out in the field, that's different. We can build the walls wood frame. But if you're going to have a basement, it's going to have retaining walls. They need to be 10 inches thick, poured concrete. Okay, don't even let somebody, if you let somebody in Middle Tennessee say you can do it out of concrete block, they're living in the Stone Age. Okay, now we've established that. Now let's take our truck and place it in here. Where's my move button? There it is. It's the wrong move. Okay. Now, so I think you can see where I'm going with this already. Okay. So if the house is 20 feet wide, okay, and you have a Tacoma, you won't be able to, you won't even be able to walk around it, okay? So let's start off with the first requirement. 24 feet is the minimum width to have a garage. Okay, so we're going to add 4 feet to this. Oops. Did I make that a group? Four feet. Okay. Now we can start to park a car in the garage. Okay, and I'm going to push this right over here, and then we're going to talk about space around the garage, around on each side of it. Okay. So now you can pull in the garage, and first of all, you probably will have enough room to put like toolboxes at the end, like your stand-up toolboxes. You have enough room to do shelving down here, okay? But 24 feet is our minimum depth for a garage. Now how did we establish these minimums? Well, 10,000 years of architecture, okay? Yes, the Egyptians had Tacomas, okay? So they had cars, they had buses. It's just all hidden technology, okay? And I know I'm being silly, but it's Saturday morning and I'm a little giddy. I had my Starbucks coffee. Let's see. So really, on the width here, the standard is 2'6". Okay, so we're going to move this point over 2'6", and the same on this side. Again, and we allow 8 feet for the vehicle itself, and then 2'6". That gives you 13 feet. Okay, 14 feet is preferred, but we will give you, let's see, now part of what we're dealing with here is the garage door. You're going to need at least a 9-foot door on the width. That's the standard garage door. So if we go 4'6" that way, and 4'6" this way. Okay, so we're going to chop out our little door here, and we'll take out this line to represent that. That's our door. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Now, these walls, this wall can be a 2x4 wall. It's preferred to be a 2x6 wall, but to save room, let's see, I need to do my offset. Let's see, did I move it? 13 feet now. 4.5 is the width of your wall. Okay, so we're going to draw us a pretty little wall down here. Now, the next thing he wanted was a guest room. Okay, now this is where the controversy starts. I think I can pretty much talk you into this, but let's see. One thing we need to do is go get our stair. Let's turn off the roof, and so we can see our stair. And we're going to copy it. Copy that. Let's see, what happened to my U-shaped stair? Okay, he wanted a U-shaped stair. I thought I was thinking that was the most current house, but I guess it's this one over here. Okay, so we're going to copy this over here. Now you can start to see already another problem we've got, and that is how much space stairs take up. Why won't that go down to the ground? There we go. Okay, So, and here's where you get into problems with minimums, okay? So, let's see, what have I got there? 3 feet 4. 3 feet 4 is about, really, you can go probably 3 feet 2, but you're only going to save a couple of inches, out of here. Let's see what we've got. Well, I'm not going to use, I'm not considering this wall yet because I'm saying it has to be moved. So we're going to look at this and we're going to look and see what space we have left. I was able to do away with one stair there. So we only have 13 feet 8 left. Now that will actually work. The other thing you need is a door right here, or 4.5. Again, standard. We always leave a jack and a king stud and another stud, and then another stud. And so right here would be a door. And then we can delete these construction lines. We can delete these lines. Okay, and then there would be a wall. There would be a wall here that what you would do is you would close off that would allow you to close off under the stair. Have a door there for storage and stuff, or you could leave it open, whichever. I'm just showing you that's why the little nub is there to bring it out past the. So, any comments yet? Nope. Good. Okay, so 13 feet 8 is enough this way. You need at least 12 feet this direction. Okay. Now, we're out of room basically already. Okay. So what Richard wanted, and I'm going to move this over. What Richard wanted was another space. So let's just say we got another 4.5 inch wall. Now, I've got too many thoughts running through my head at once, so you'll have to excuse me. And this is why I don't normally do this kind of stuff live. I'm just going to move this out here a random length so far. Okay, not sure what happened there. Do I have anybody watching? Oh, okay, good. I'm trying to keep up with the comments if there are any. So let's see, did I do away with my wall? I didn't draw a wall, did I? All right, what this is going to do, and I don't think there's enough, well, I think I've got this worked out in my head, okay? I'm doing this on the fly, so excuse me. So then this would give enough room for a door here. We would have, let's see, we'd have a wall here, 4.5. And then whatever the center of that would be from here to here. So that'd be 2 foot 3.5. 2 foot 3.5. Okay. And then you'd need at least a 32 inch door there. So we're just going to show a 32 inch opening. Well, not that, Tony. 16. And we'll just show an opening here. Okay. And he wanted a way for the guest to be able to come in and go in and out. Now, this is tight, but you can get by with this. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that you couldn't get by with the guest room. And let's see. Let's go get a queen size bed. You have to have a queen size bed, especially if you're from the UK. Okay, a queen joke. Let's just grab the first queen size bed we see. That looks weird, but we'll check it out. Okay. Let's turn her around. I think that's the way it's supposed to go. Oops. So you could do something like that. And then I'll show you what else you can do. Let's see, we'll move it over a little bit. So you'd have room. Okay. So you'd have room for chest of drawers and whatever else. That'd be kind of a cool little guest room. There's the closet for the guest room under the stair. That's cool. And now the next controversy is the shop. Okay. So probably the most controversial space, because especially with the onslaught of the internet, I remember the first time I started doing research on small shop layout on the internet. It was like a gazillion different, opinions. And really, my standard here is, let's see if anybody's, my standard is if you can't take a 16-foot 2x4 in your shop and spin it around, then it's not a shop. Okay. And I had a shop layout. Dadgummit, you know what I did? I forgot to get that. But the point is, let's just see. You know what's funny? I've never actually done this. Let's see. Small shop. Let's see what SketchUp has. Small shop. Oh, I should have said small wood shop. Whistling with my teeth. Small wood shop. Excuse me. You see, there will be a gazillion different opinions, and what I should do is just show you what I have learned over my 40 years of experience. Let's just take miter saw. The miter saw and the table saw are the standard. Okay, let's see if somebody has a stand we can put in here. And I'm sorry, I should have done this. Here's kind of a cool little setup. Here I keep saying here. Here's kind of like our setup. Okay, and ours has to be portable. Remember, we need portability. Okay, and you want to run it this way, and because you want to be able to run this. You want to be able to have some kind of shop door here, and you want to be able to run your a 16-foot piece of material, which you will have. Okay, and this needs to go right in the middle. So we're going to try to find the middle of this thing right there, and we're going to slide it down to the middle. And I know I don't need this much space, so I'm not going to start out over there. Let's just see for the fun of it what 16 feet would be, what that would make our overall. And I think we're probably going to be able to get by with a little less than that. But let's just see what that makes our overall length. 42. Okay, I know he's probably not going to go for that. Let's see. So, let's just do this. Let's put a hypothetical wall at 10 feet, and then we'll move the miter saw over to there. The problem with miter saws is you really want, they're never shown with enough room behind them, because if you're like us and you have compound sliding miter saws, the daggum thing is like 2 foot deep. So you might as well, you're going to have to allow of course that would be a standard countertop. You gotta allow 24 inches, and I think it's actually deeper than that. We have a 12-inch compound miter saw that really takes up a lot of space, this way. I wish I had the actual, this is not a compound miter, but this is similar to kind of what we have. But we have enough room to where we can take a 16-foot 2x4, take it in here and cut it. And this 24 feet depth is perfect for a shop length. And because you want your garage over here, this forces you to have the proper length on a shop. What we're trying to do now is establish what I think is the minimum space. But what I'm gonna suggest next is that you need at least a 30. What is that? It's 96 by 30. A 96 foot by 30, actually 36, sorry. That to me is your, make a group out of this. So the only argument you can make is what really, to me, I would say you need about 2'6" here. Okay, so we're going to move that over there. And then you really need at least 3 feet here. Yeah, that's 2'6". And the thing this allows you to do is, let's just take this table up. And we're going to bring it up to 30. I like 30 inches. And I'll show you why. I don't like these big, tall shop tables. Because the way we have ours, and I think you can find it in our recent videos, is we have the table saw. Again, everything we have is portable. You have to understand that everything we have, we need to be able to take out to the job if we want to. So I'm going to look up and see if they actually have the new Skil table saw. Table saw. I'm just going to say table saw. And we'll probably just have to grab a generic one. I don't want to spend a lot of time on looking for tools, And this gets worse if you have a normal big shop. We had our last shop we had a big old Powermatic, you had to bring in on a forklift. And that's just ridiculous, I mean, if you're this way. I'm just going to grab this one. I don't know how big it is. That's about right. And what we do is we put it on the end of the table like this. Okay? And so that gives you enough room. It's right on the edge, okay? And it's bolted down to that table. Well, it's just got a couple of screws so you can move it easy. Okay, but that gives you enough room to saw and lay things here like a rollout table. We have a short little setup where we can roll out things. Okay, a little rollout table up here. But then this allows you to build stuff too. So at a minimum, and this table is on casters, so you can roll it around. Okay, so now that to me, let's see, did I get my 3 feet over here? No, still 2'6". Let's just see, what would that make it? $37.5. So in real life terms, you could make it 37.6. I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. Make it 37.6. But now what you can do, the thing about it is, he wants a restroom down here. So my original thought was to take out like this. I'll make a group out of this. This would be back here. Now, I don't know if he wanted a door. We're just going to show a door. What is that? 5 feet. Let's get rid of some of these other construction lines. And for now, let's just show I mean, you're going to want at least a 6-foot door, which you could easily make out of 2 pieces of plywood, or you could build a 6-foot door, two leafed, because you want to be able to. We had on my last house where I had the shop in the basement, that the Arden Avenue project. You can find it on our website. We had an 8-foot door, and it was 2 leaves. They both opened out, and you could wheel stuff in and out. But that, to me, is the bathroom. You could probably but keep in mind, the other thing that you run into on these concrete walls is, unless you're going to make these, unless you're going to leave them concrete, you're going to need at least 2 inches, where you put like a furring strip. I'm just going to bring this line down through here 4 ways. You're going to need, you're going to have to allow, that takes out more space, so it just kind of keeps closing in on you a little bit. But let's see, a small bathroom layout would be really, I'd say 5 feet by, let's see, 3 and 3. You're going to need at least, so this is going to get into, you need at least 30 inches. You need at least 30 for a sink or a toilet, and then you need another 36 for. See, it just starts to get. I'm trying to think. I think there's a way to work out a bathroom. That maybe you could possibly do this and let some of it come into the room, but that wouldn't make much sense, I don't think. I mean, if you did like a shower, you could do like could come 6 feet this way, and then come, let's see, that would give you a 3 foot by 3 foot, and then a toilet. So you'd still need 3 feet and 30 inches. probably get by with that. Yeah. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this until I see if Richard's even anywhere near on board with it, because he's the boss. And the only thing is, you need at least 2 feet here for a side table and just a walk around the bed. And you need the same on this side too. Trying to see if there's a way to slide this bathroom over enough to get a door. You don't really save any room turning it that way. Really the only difference is, and let me show you, I'll just show you right quick. 36-inch shower stall. Let's see here. Let's see if this is 36. We can make it. This looks like a 4-footer, but we can squeeze her down to, no, I can't squeeze this one down that much. Yeah. Alright, let me get another one. That was got too much detail in it. Let me just top 36 up here. And there we go. That's what I should have done to begin with. You can see, I mean, stuff is just, let's see, just needs room, you know, just needs space. Let's see, what do we do? Really, how big is that? Yeah. This whole thing would have to go back a couple of inches. And then what you could do is put the, you could slide this over. Oops. And put your toilet. Trying to show the firing on the wall there so I don't forget it. Let's see, I got a toilet, I got a toilet up here I can steal. And a little corner sink. You don't have to do the corner sinks, but they do save you some space. Where are we? But you can see already what we're up against. trying to get that to go down. And you'd have a little wall beside the shower, beside the shower stall. This would be over against the wall like that. And then, still kind of tiny though, because you can see you really need that would be, you don't have enough room for the door to really open. You need, you need at least 30 inches here for the door. Well, you got 32, but you need, I'm trying to think of a better way to lay this out. You could use like a corner shower. Let's go back to the shower stalls. They might have a corner. Is that all the ones they have? Yeah, here's one of these small corner ones. Where I can see. Then you could probably cheat that. It's really tight. But, the problem is then you've got this weird situation here. But all this could be moved down. This way a little bit. Or you could actually take a notch. You could notch this. Let's just cut this off for a second. I don't like doing this kind of stuff, but you could move. You could take a notch out of this bedroom. Oops. What is that? 2 feet. Like that one would be cool is if you could get enough room to get the door, on this side, but that's not gonna work. I don't think you'd have enough room to, if you turn the bed this way, what have we got? You'd have to make the bathroom a little bigger. You would have to have, I'm going to say, I don't know where they get these 32-inch showers, but I'm going to say you're going to have 3 36 here. And then you'd have to have, you might be able to get by with 3 inches of framing, and then your 30-inch door, and then I'm going to say 4.5. Let me delete this line right here, and then what did I do? Is that 36? Yeah, and then this would be your wall. Again, this is tiny stuff. This is minimums. What did I do? Now the bad part is, let's just say if you got 2 feet, what we got here? We've only got 2'9" there already, so I don't think there's enough room. You would have to, what you'd have to do is, let me get rid of some of this stuff over here. This will all have to be slid to where it was, I'll grab the wrong thing again. To where this was at least there plus 3 inches. So you see that doesn't really give you much room at all. This, yeah, see, it's only 8'6". That needs to be at least 9 feet. But let's say we had our 9 feet there. Let's work into it this way. Let's say we had our 6 inches, and then we had our let's see, it would just be this. That just means we need to add 6 inches to this whole thing, which is not a big deal. I think that's the answer. Yeah. Again, this small stuff here. Okay. You might be able to get by with a twin bed. Let's see if we can turn this back. Probably still going to work out better if we put this like that. And then this becomes usable space back here again. You can almost move this back. to the center. And I'm losing my computer. Oops. Didn't mean to. Yeah. And then this would go back here. Like that. Let's look at it from above. $36 feet, 38 feet. Okay, so what's the math? 24 by 38 by new construction standards is still small. 24 times 38, 912 square feet. That's smaller than a Habitat house. Okay, so maybe skipping a Bahamas trip would build you this basement with your cabin on your top. I like this floor plan, and of course I've modified it to allow access from the bedroom. I don't like this not having access into the bathroom from the bedroom, and the closet was too small. So if you look at our idea, our plan is to have access into the from the main bedroom, and you have a decent walk-in closet. Again, these little tiny cabins, storage is the key. Okay, if you gotta have a place to store stuff, it's like in this kitchen. You need a pantry, man. You can't, this kitchen here, no place. You can't store crap in these cabinets. There's no room. There's no room under a sink to store anything except your Brillo pads. There's the dishwasher. There's the range. There's the refrigerator. There's no storage, okay? And you can't get enough cabinets in the kitchen to do anything with. So you gotta have a little pantry to store food and supplies in. And at least this layout has more cabinet space, because at least here I don't have all the cabinets laid out, but your dishwasher could go on either side, and then you could have stackable drawers. You could have 4 drawers, a drawer stack or whatever here, and then you'd have your wall cabinets. And one of the cool things that Richard is looking at is the wood stove that also heat hot water. I think that's cool. No questions? Probably too early on Saturday morning for questions. So I think what I'm going to do is let Richard look at this and then give me some feedback. Let's pull these walls up. Let's do that. So we know, because it's kind of hard to really get a sense for. And this is what I would normally do. I would do my floor plan first. So that's going to be 10 feet. And all these walls have got the faces. I don't know what is going on with these faces. They're all reversed. There we go. And then this wall would come up to there. This wall, like that. And that kind of, you get a sense for, how things would be closed in when you do this. Oops, that's not right. What happened there? Oh, I need to close off this wall and then open this up. And then this would come all the way up to here, like that. Now this wall would be underneath. Would stay underneath the stair. and there would be a door in there for the closet, for the bedroom. And then you need I know you said you didn't need a door from the garage. Let me get my computer back. It's freezing up. Need a new computer, Patreon. But I know you said you didn't want a door going in from the garage, but you really do, because I mean, right here are your stairs going up. Come in the door, run up the stairs. You're in your nice, cozy, warm log home. Okay, you don't want to have to walk outside and then go up the steps just to get in your own house. Once you drive in, you're in your castle, man. You should be able to go into your castle from your garage. Okay? So I think this is probably the most efficient basement plan I've ever done, to be honest with you. And it's quite a challenge, really. And I forgot to bring up these walls, didn't we? Now, obviously, we could save some room, actually. These walls can actually be framed up, so they can be thinner walls down here. We normally would frame this entire wall like this over here, and then we'd put some kind of I think he's looking at metal siding or something. And again, the lines on the siding are crazy. There's too many lines. It's one thing about SketchUp again, but we normally wouldn't pour this wall because it's daylighted and there's no reason for it to be poured, and it just saves money not to pour it unless you just want it poured. But yeah, let's pull these up. Starting to rain hard here. It's the other reason I got on the computer this morning. I knew it was going to be raining. And then what I would do here is I would go back and put my openings in 8 feet. I like my 8-foot garage door height. Don't ever waste your money on a 7-foot garage door. The height of it, big waste of money. We had this doctor that we built this lake house for, and he argued with me. Not argued, we discussed it vehemently about the height. He wanted a 7-foot garage door. I could actually find you these pictures of this lake house really quick. And I finally gave in and said, okay, I swear to Jesus, this would be a 6'8". The first thing his wife did when they were moving in, she had one of those turtle, those storage things on the top of their Grand Wagoneer, whatever it was, and she knocked the garage door off the tracks, and tore up everything. She tore up the top of her car. If they had just listened to their construction guru, she could have just drove right in to her garage. Okay, so now I would go back to, I would probably do this door 8 foot too, 8 foot also, not 8 foot two, but and again, these walls, it would actually look like this. The concrete would extend out like that. And these walls would be 4 inches. They would only be 6.5. There we go. that. Well, I forgot about that line. I didn't delete that line, did I? So you do gain a little space on the front like that. But see, that, something like this. Oh look, we forgot to move our vanity over. It's actually a doable bathroom now. You can actually walk around in there. I'm not so sure if I've actually seen these 32-inch shower stalls recently, but they probably still make them. We usually would use like a 36 at a minimum, but again, you could probably cheat a 36-inch corner shower in there. And this is probably, what did we end up with here? 10 feet, yeah, that was kind of my minimum. And then 10 by 16, did we end up with 16 feet here? I don't think so, or did we? Yeah, we did. What about that? Isn't that cool? 16 feet 1. Awesome. Because what you could do back here is use this for material storage, or you could put like drill presses or whatever, back shelving, whatever back in there. You'd want to leave a little space off the wall here so that your 2x4, so that when you're cutting your long materials, that they can butt all the way to the wall. And then all your other shop tools can just fill in around the edges. And what we do is we have like small drill presses, small planers, small joiners. Everything's kind of tabletop. And I have all these tables with casters on them that we roll around. And, we just don't. The more I think about it, I'd probably try to make this door maybe a little smaller if you weren't going to be making, sometimes we make cabinetry and stuff, and it's nice to have a big door, but I'd probably want at least 2 feet. Yeah, you got 2 feet, barely. Maybe you make this door 2 feet 1. Maybe you make this door a 7-foot door. I meant 5-foot door. But you'd want at least 2 feet on either side of this door to have shelving. And what we have on one end of our shop is one of the stand-up toolboxes, like automotive toolboxes, and they'll fit in that space like that. But you could put it over here. So that, again, you want to reserve this length here for bringing in long material and laying it on the miter saw. But that is doable. I was kind of hoping Richard would, Eric, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less current. Well, I don't know where to set that. So I didn't have any questions at all. Are people just sleeping in on? We ended up with 38 feet. What did we have up here? $32. We only added 6 feet. See, the thing is, Richard was wanting me to do was look at extending the basement under the porch, which is really, honestly, it's overcomplicated. You would have to build a roof, a ceiling and a roof over the bottom, and then you'd have to build the deck over the top of that. It's convoluted, and I don't recommend it at all. You're better off doing this, putting the whole house over the basement, because the other thing you run into is as the water blows in on your porch and runs down that roof, you get leaves and crap under there. And then the stains from those leaves, there's lots of tannins in leaves. they'll run down your concrete wall and it'll stain it. It's just nasty. And then you say, oh, well, I'll put a gutter around it. You see, it just gets complicated. Your stairs, I forgot you said something about these stairs, but your stairs get complicated when you start trying to run gutters around here. It's just, you got to keep it simple, guys. Just don't complicate your life. Just listen to your construction guru. But I actually kind of like this plan. And let's see if I can get a view that you could take a screenshot of for Richard. I'll send you what we would do when we start to do our drawings is we set up these views. I'm going to call this one new basement plan. There's my scenes. New scene. New basement plan. Then I'm going to set it up to where it is just parallel projection. That means we don't see any. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I don't need this anymore. Make the truck look bigger. Oh, and the other thing I need to do is, let's go back to that for a second and we'll save that. We'll save this, update it. We'll do like a section. Let's make a group out of this. And we'll double click on it and put us a looks weird. This is how we do our floor plans. And then we'll go back to that view. Oh, darn. Make it the active cut. Then we turn off our section planes. And why did my style change? There we go. And that just shows you the cuts so you can look at all the doors, where the door and window locations are. Now, one thing you're going to run into, well, you have a door. You're going to have a door, an egress door for this bedroom. And the new codes are going to be requiring 2 egress out of a residential occupancy. So you're going to have this door right here so that you can come down the stairs. And this is cutting through that stair. That's why it looks like this. This would show you underneath what would be underneath this stair. And then, but you're going to have this door here for egress requirements, because you don't have an egress window in this bedroom. Every bedroom has to have an egress window unless you have a door leading directly outside. And that's why you'd have to have this door right here. So we're going to save that view, update, and this is kind of how we would print it on a sheet of paper. And I would, take it into a program called Layout and put dimensions on it. And once we're happy with the way it looks, let's go back to our perspective. Okay, so I think I'll cut it off here. How long have I been going? Not quite sure, but if there's no questions, I will cut it off here and we'll see what Richard says. And I want to thank Richard. Richard's been a good friend. He's I don't know how much he wants me to say about him, but he's a good guy, and I'm hoping he can make it to the States and he can build this project, and we can help him with it somehow, even if it's just with this kind of stuff, laying out, showing him, adjacencies and the minimum space requirements for things like that. Uh, that's if I can help in any way, um, I'm happy to. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching, and that is that.